Hey guys, and welcome back to another Disney Heroes Battle Mode video. And in today's video, I want to be covering, obviously in my opinion, and some facts as well, the worst character in each role, in every role of the game. So, you know, damage, support, tank, control. And I want to be telling you why I think that. And obviously, if I know it's true, I will make sure I tell you that it's a fact, not my opinion. So obviously there are some characters which everybody in the whole game knows you shouldn't really bother with. But this is going to be quite difficult, and I've kind of wanted to go with the flow. I've obviously planned it a little bit, but I want to be telling you why I think it, and just by knowing the heroes. So if we sort by role, you can obviously see it all matched up here. And now, so we're going to start off with the tanks. And obviously the tanks are one of the most important roles in the game. I mean, you could say it's about every role. It's vital to sort of have one of each role on your team, obviously. But if you don't have a tank on your team, you honestly just drop. And I'm going to also say the best, but I'm not going to get into the best because that's not what this video is about. So I think the best tank is Sully, but we're going to get into detail of who I think is the worst. And it's quite hard to break it down, really. Because if we look at all the characters, they're all pretty, they're all pretty solid characters. They're all pretty decent. So we're starting with the tanks. So it's difficult because I would say Maui is probably the worst tank in the game. Because he just doesn't seem to do anything. Like, I know I've argued before saying that I don't really like Ralph and stuff, but Maui honestly just seems to do nothing in this game at all. And I do still hate Rex, he's still really annoying. But Rex has got a really good shield damaging move where he can take off opponents' shields. But I honestly just think Maui altogether, so I'm not comparing power levels. This is an example, so if every character was on 5 stars, level 90 skills, this is what I'm comparing it to. I am not mixing it with characters with badges on, so I'm not going to get into that. But obviously some badges can honestly change a character to be god-awful to amazing. But I'm just going off their basic stats and skills. So if we look at Maui here, he's it's just his skills just make him pointless, really. And you can always tell if a character has failed this game because nobody ever uses them for anything. So if we get into here, we'll go over his skills. So his first skill, which is garbage, which is his special, for God's sake. When enemies within melee range of Maui have less than, obviously if you upgrade it, it would be better again. And I'm looking at this as in every character was level 1, or every character was level 90, every character's on the same level. So when an enemy's in range, he turns to a shark and he kills them. He only uses the skill when the enemy can be killed immediately, obviously. And now the issue with this is, okay, it's great that you can instantly kill an enemy, but I feel that this kind of struggles because it just seems like a waste of a move, because you can only use it when you can instantly kill an enemy. But normally when you use a normal skill, it will instantly kill an enemy when they're on low health. So I don't really get this move, and I don't get the point of it. And I understand that it will immediately take someone off the field, but I'd rather him have a skill like Mr. Incredible where he jumps and slams and does damage to everyone. Because this is too just on one character. And then we go on Take Flight. Maui turns, okay, this one isn't actually too bad of a move. He turns into a hawk and he does a couple of moves and hits him with wind and damages everyone. So that's not too bad, but it's still it's just still pretty naff. Maui does a move, see, this is rubbish as well. To go on his courage, increase energy, so obviously their special meter, increase their energy gained by 80% per attack. That is good, because that will that's basically, you're looking at instant specials, but it just doesn't, you don't really need it, because you'll get your special up anyway. Hooked. So this isn't too bad. Maui isn't totally useless, but from a tank perspective, he shouldn't be a tank. He should be a support character or something. Just reading through his skills, he shouldn't be a tank, because he doesn't even have that much. Obviously, I haven't leveled him up a lot, but he just seems to lack everything compared to every other tank. So that's why I think Maui is the worst tank in the game. Now we go down to damage, and now this is going to be difficult because there is a lot of damage characters, and so I would just like to say Mike, because I haven't really used Mike. He's the one character I haven't really used, so I'm going to count him out of this. Mike is nowhere near the best, and he's probably not the worst, but where I haven't really used him, I don't want to count him in this, so ignore Mike. Every other character I've had a proper go with, but it just seems Mike I've never used. I can get him to 5 stars, which I'm going to need to do for Tia's missions, but I've never really used Mike. So we now go on to Barbossa. I think, and I guess this is kind of a fact as well, I think that Barbossa is the worst damage character, because once again it's his skills that let him down. And as soon as as soon as your skills let you down on this game, it's not good, because obviously I'm comparing him to other characters because that's the way it works. Why would I put Barbossa in instead of Zerg or instead of Nick? Because those are those are, in my opinion, the 2 best attack types. So when we go into skills, his skills are just they're just so bad. Like, scan the horizon. Barbossa pulls out his spyglass and studies all enemies in front of him. Right, this is good because he gets a 400% attack boost. Don't get me wrong. But then it just doesn't... He's not good enough to, that 400% attack boost isn't good enough for him to make him good. It's not good. It should give somebody else an attack boost, and then it might be worth it. Because if you were to put that 400% attack boost, okay, you could start chaining that up. If you put Barbossa on with Woody and Judy, and they all use their speed up moves at the same time, it would be insane how fast he'd go, because he'd be at like 700% or something. But I don't really think that would do much more damage. And then he just heals, and it always seems like a waste of a skill when an attack character has a heal. Okay, it's nice because they stay alive, but if you've got your medic in your team, Sully with Badge or Yax, you don't need them to heal themselves, so it wastes a skill. That could have been like a bomb throw or explosive barrel throw. Then we go on to Chain Shot, and this one is kind of the same, where it's just not really that great. During his basic attack, Barbossa replaces every 3rd cannonball with a chain shot that slows targets for 1 second, and because it's not blue, when you upgrade it, the 1 second isn't going to change. So it kind of, in my opinion, makes him a bit useless. And then this is the move that kind of annoys me. One of his skills, so during his normal attack, Barbossa's normal cannonballs are now heated. So that's decent, because the DPS moves in this game are really good. But his cannon it doesn't really do anything. Like, it comes in, obviously I've tested it on lower levels because I haven't leveled him up. It just rolls in and just sits there, normally gets destroyed after it's popped out a few shots. And his damage just doesn't, it's just nowhere near being there to compete with any of the other characters. His damage just isn't good enough. So That's why I obviously have put Hector last. I just don't think he does enough. And now we go into support. And I haven't used McGill enough. I've used him a couple of times, and I've watched other Disney Heroes YouTubers play with him, and he's not the worst, he's also not the best. But the worst character by far, and I mean my God by far, is Kevin Flynn. His moves are just weak. And there's not too much I can get into. All his skills are pretty much useless. His attacks are useless and his stats are useless. I mean, just read his first. Obviously, you've got to remember, he's not a damage type, so this is not what I'm reviewing here. I'm reviewing over their class. So support, you know, medic, blah, blah, blah. Power cleanse. Flynn merges with the game code. So this is what annoys me, because he sounds really cool. He's Tron, he's hacking, he's getting into the game, he's editing the code, you know. It's meant to sound cool, but then the moves just do absolute nout. Flynn merges with the game code. Cleansing negative status effects. Who cares? Like, not once in this game have I ever worried about a negative effect. Weakest link. Flynn's algorithm searches for the weakest character currently in combat. The character is restored with health if it's an ally or dealt damage if it's an enemy. That seems like a bit of a pointless move to me, because he's a support type. Why is he attacking an enemy? You know, if the health was like 10 difference, he's wasted an attack because he won't heal. And I honestly think that should have just been he edits the game code and everybody heals, a bit like Yax. Because there isn't any other character in the entire game who heals like Yax does. So it's a bit odd in my opinion. And then data shield. Flynn's he grants a shield for 7 seconds that blocks damage. Fair enough, he grants a shield on people. Brilliant. And I am counting the characters that are locked as well when I do these. I haven't got in my team, just so you guys know. So that's why I think Kevin Flynn's the worst character in that one. Now, control is going to be a little bit difficult, because I don't really use the control role, and I don't see the need for it, because my team wipes everybody out before I need to control them, if you know what I mean. So I might have to skip this one just because I haven't used it enough, and I don't want to give you my opinion on it when it's not really valid, if you know what I mean. If you guys want me to go over control, I will. Just let me know in the comment section and I'll start using controls for a week so I know who's what. But personally, I haven't used them enough to be able to judge any of them. I'd say T is the best one if you ever managed to get her disc there, where her lightning silences everyone. Sorry, her lightning does fire damage, and then you can increase the length of silence, so the fire damage does even longer. So that's pretty decent. But yeah, I don't really know who's the worst because I haven't used them. And like I said, I was considering the characters that are locked when I did my review. So these ones aren't the worst, nor are they the best. And this is my problem with control. Where I don't have hero or genie unlocked, I'm only looking at the 4 characters. So I'm not even 100% sure where any of them stack up. I know genie's good, but the issue is you can't level him, where the only way to get him is from the VIP crate, which I don't think has changed. No. And the issue I have with the VIP crate is, as much as I want it, is that they keep putting new characters in it, which is understandable. But you know, you'll never touch those characters unless they move Genie into the guild crate or something. And I mean, I have got a lot of points left. I'm saving points ready for that guild crate to be used. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. I apologise about a little bit of background noise. I've had a busy couple of weeks. I've just decided to do this on the way to work. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, follow me on Instagram. Come and say hello to me on my Discord. If you feel like supporting me, anything will do. Come and take a look at my Patreon. I'll see you guys in the next one. Love you all.